Today, we have travelled southeast of England to a small village of Hever in Kent. We have come here to explore and draw a Grade 1 listed castle called Hever Castle. With 700 years of history and award-winning gardens, the 13th century Hever Castle, once the childhood home of Anne Boleyn. I was really excited about today. The weather was glorious. You can tell summer is just around the corner. And from the photos that I saw of the castle online, it looked stunning. So I'm very excited to come see it in real life. The castle looked enchanting. Very cute, romantic, double-moated 13th century castle. I'm going to really enjoy drawing this castle. It was a very busy day. I'm not surprised. On the weather like this, it's nice to see people out. There were a lot of other attractions at the castle. For example, Hever Gardens, Hever Lake, archery, jousting, and a kids' playground. They also had arts and crafts, painting activities going on, which was nice to see. Drawing all done. Now it's time to explore inside the castle. This is going to be interesting. Very excited. Let's go. Let's go in. Let's go in. No problem. The history of Hever Castle spans for more than 600 years. The original medieval defensive castle, with its gatehouse and walled bailey, was built in 1383. The castle's front gatehouse is said to be one of the oldest working portcullises in the country. So I'm coming into the castle's courtyard. This is a mix between the 14th century gatehouse and timber-framed Tudor additions. Right, buddy.
You alright?
Nah, I'm fine, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Across the years, all sorts of people have lived here at Hever Castle. Since the 13th century, it's passed through 37 different owners and 13 families. Originally, the home of William de Hever, who gave the castle its name. Most famous of Hever's residents were the Boleyn family. The inner hall was a great kitchen in the Tudor period. Definitely a grand looking entrance hall, nicely decorated with Italian walnut panelling and columns, designed in 1905 by the sculptor William Silver Frith. In the Tudor period, this room was originally split into 5 rooms, including the pantry, larder, and dairy. And in 1905, it became the drawing room. Wow, a very impressive room. Tremendous craftsmanship. The oak panelling is inlaid with bog oak and holly. It was so beautiful in here, guys. So much to see. Could spend the whole day in here.
Right. And it still had on the opposite side of the lake. Yeah. And it was still afloat then. And the reason for doing that was because
In the 15th century, this room was used as the Great Hall. Initially, the room would have opened right up to the roof rafters. The Boleyn family would have dined in this room and it was here that they entertained King Henry VIII. The entrance hall was added to the 14th century manor house in the mid-16th century by Anne of Cleves. She was also another one of King Henry VIII's wives. The original timbers from the 14th century can still be seen in the earlier doorway, directly opposite the current entrance. The castle came into possession of King Henry VIII after the death of Anne Boleyn's father, Thomas Boleyn, in 1539. The castle later passed into the ownership of another of King Henry VIII's wives, Anne of Cleves, and from 1557 onwards it was owned by a number of other families. Oh, I heard some of the stairs didn't heights, so you gotta be careful, yeah? Yeah, some of the steps are meant to be like higher than others to throw people off. King Henry VIII's marriage to his second wife, Anne Boleyn, led to the king splitting from the church in Rome and creating the Church of England, forever altering the course of English and European history. Anne Boleyn is believed to have been born in 1501 and spent her early childhood at Hever Castle, which had belonged to her family since 1462. This room was the centre of the Boleyn's family home. The family would have privately dined, played music, entertained and been educated in here. This multi-purpose room would have been hung with the finest tapestries and had a beautiful painted ceiling. It is traditionally believed that King Henry VIII would have stayed in this room when he visited the castle on several occasions during his courtship with Anne Boleyn. This bed dates from 1540 and the panelling in this room dates from the 16th century. The fireplace was added in the 19th century along with the large window. It's got to be very comfortable. That's proper art. The staircase gallery was built over the entrance hall in the mid-16th century by Anne of Cleves to give access between the two wings of the house and her newly built long gallery upstairs. The quality and detail of this painting of Queen Elizabeth I is truly magnificent and exquisite. The Long Gallery was constructed in the 16th century by Anne of Cleves and extended across the entire width of the castle. It was used for entertaining guests, taking exercise, and displaying art collections. The new permanent exhibition in the Long Gallery depicts the saga from the Wars of the Roses to the Reformation through its art collection. Through the 24 original portraits hung in dynastic order, the story of the Tudors is told starting from Henry VI and ending with Henry VIII. Panelling dates from the 16th century. The ceiling is an early 20th century reconstruction in the Tudor style created by Nathaniel Hitch. The castle passed through various owners, and it's through this period the castle fell into a poor state of repair, and in 1903 it was acquired and restored by American millionaire William Waldorf Astor, who used it as a family residence. In 1983, the Astor family sold the castle to John Guthrie, 1906 to 1992, chairman of the family-run business Broadland Properties Limited. I gotta say, I really enjoyed myself today, coming down here, visiting this castle, and seeing what it has inside. And by far, out of all the castles I've seen so far, this one has the most artifacts in it. We purchased our tickets online for £20.80, and when purchasing your tickets online, you'll receive a discount price. And when paying on the door, it will be slightly more. I will leave more information in the description below. The oldest part of the castle is the medieval gatehouse. The gatehouse would probably originally have housed 3 portcullises when they were not in use. Today, only 2 of the original 3 survive.
Some of it was very different.
This room still contained the original guardrobe, a 14th century toilet which would have emptied directly into the moat.
Yeah, I'm sure, for sure.
The room currently displays a variety of combat equipment, such as armory, swords, torture and execution devices. I think it's time to go outside to explore the castle gardens. Oh, I'm excited. This is going to be fun. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, comment and subscribe to my channel. And tune in next Wednesday at 6 PM for the next video. Take care. Peace.
Let's talk this. Grab it. Right there. That's a
Oh, come on. My sneaks.